Everybody, welcome to the show. Today we're going to be talking with Yossi Katz. We got to meet each other about maybe 9 months ago, 6 months ago, something like that. He joined the Facebook Ads MBA program, and since then it's just been, massive stuff. I could say a million things, but I'll let him talk about it himself. Hey, my man, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
I love it.
Every single day since knowing you, I've been doing fantastic, actually.
I love that, man. I love that. Well, why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself, and then we can kind of dive into some things.
Okay, absolutely. So I actually, in my personal career, I made a transition from the non-for-profit world to the for-profit world, specifically marketing, which is an interesting story. We started soliciting donations in my old job through Facebook ads. We promoted different events and things like that. And a friend of mine who had done this very successfully, that was hired by the company, he actually pushed me into incorporating that type of program with the company, with the non-for-profit, and that's how I got my feet wet. At a certain point, I decided to go on my own, and a friend of mine recommended a pet company as my first client. He kind of put us together, and I threw myself into it. And in the beginning, I had other people that were helping me with the Facebook ads, with the marketing, and we just weren't getting anywhere. I was watching every single YouTube video, reading everything I could. I went from one guy to another guy to another guy, and none of them were really too successful. The iOS thing, kind of like, I was like not sure if that was the issue or not, because I didn't have that much experience in Facebook, so I didn't know if it was that much better before or after, but everyone's throwing that around. That was the big excuse. And I just kept on reading and reading and reading. And I actually, interesting enough, so the way I got to know you, Charlie, is because I watched one of these videos where you had Andy on.
Oh, yeah, Andy's great.
And Andy's awesome. And I was reading some other things he posted on some kind of group, and we were going back and forth, and he was teaching me certain things. And then I saw the interview, and I saw that this is a whole school of thought. It's more than just one, it's more than just you. It's actually become like a whole Facebook marketing culture.
Oh, yeah. And I realized a fellowship around the world. Absolutely.
Exactly. And so I was working with Andy, and Andy taught me a lot, and I was watching everything you were putting out, and I was finally like, someone is making sense out of this whole thing. Because I was just going in circles and circles, just reading everything, watching every video. Everyone's contradicting each other. I didn't know what to do. It was my first company. I obviously wanted to be successful with it and hoping that it would lead to other opportunities. And then everything you guys said just made so much sense. What I like, and I've said this to you before, what I love most about the program is it's not just, it's not even something I would say is only has to do with marketing, but I say that you have a philosophy, which is like the simplicity doctrine. And it's kind of like you're always saying, focus on the problem that's in front of you, and like what your one solution is, to addressing that problem. And I found that so helpful because, there's so many things flashing, and we try this, we try that. We have overlapping tests. We don't know, what pushed the needle, what pushed it backwards, what pushed it forward. And you're always like, there's so many things I could say about the program, but to me, that was a huge one. And that really resonated with me, was, focus on what's my problem? What are the solutions? Let's do one thing at a time, and super focus. That was a huge thing, but, and if I can say this, I remember when we spoke before I joined the program. So I hope you're all right with me.
Please. Yeah, 100%. I'm an open book. We don't have any secrets here, man. This is beautiful.
So I asked you, Charlie, I said, if you're such a successful guy, maybe it's not polite to ask, but in my mind, I'm thinking like, why are you helping all these other people? Just go make a lot of money. You're living in California already. I live in Jersey. It's cold here. It's been a decent winter. So I'm like thinking we might skip winter this year, but you know, it's still not California. Uh, and I'm like, just, you know, you just got married and stuff. Enjoy life. I mean, why do you got to be busy with all of us guys? And you know, your response was so different than what I would have expected. I really felt a personal connection where you talked about yourself and you know, recovery,
Yeah.
uh, and how being engaged with people and helping them and creating this community is actually, it's not just a business type of thing. You're trying to make some money off of it. It's actually part of your identity. It gives you joy and meaning in life. And I really felt that that was sincere. And that was actually what pushed me to trust you, because I trusted other people and they let me down, you know. I think they were well meaning oftentimes, but they're full of crap.
Yeah.
So,
I hear that and I appreciate that. Yeah, I think there are a lot of people with a lot of motivations, and I'm not here to say that any one of them is more valuable or less valuable than the other. But mine personally is just very much in that I see a way to help people. I see a lot of people struggling, and I've had a lot of struggle. And if I can share people the struggles that I've had and the solutions that I've had to them, and that helps them avoid the pain points and be more successful and allows people to provide for others and create jobs and chase their dreams and, you know, see more success and less stress and just bring more happiness into their life, like, that makes me feel good. I put my head on the pillow at the end of the night with a smile on my face. And every day I get to talk to people like you, where it's just like, man, things are working out. Like I was completely lost in the wilderness, and now everything makes sense. And I can't tell you how good that makes me feel.
it really does. I mean, you know, there's so many things going on, and you're on YouTube and you're watching everything, and you don't know where to start. And I'm talking about after having done this, I'd already dabbled in. I was, like I said, I've been doing it for non-for-profits for a while, and I was doing this for about a year and a half, I think, hiring different people. I had a few clients at that point, and you know, you want your clients to be successful, and you want to feel good about yourself that you're doing a good job. So you just watch everything and you try to learn as much as you can, and you're super motivated. But it just gets really, really confusing. For someone to come with a systematic approach, a no BS systematic approach that really shows you step by step how to use Facebook. And not just, I remember also one of the things I asked you was, it was beyond just like getting good ROAS, which is, you know, that's the big term everyone's always throwing around. I wanted to help them with their business. And I remember asking you, is this going to help me help them with their bottom line, like building their business? You know, that was important to me. I don't want to just be like some marketing guy that people call up and they throw some money at, and, you know, they hope that he you know, gets a good ROAS for the company. And you said absolutely. And that has been something that you know, really has made a difference for my clients. I'm able to offer them a lot of advice, general business advice. I'm able to look at the whole picture and look beyond ROAS. And as to quote you, Charlie, and I quote you all the time on this, Facebook is the best amplifier of a successful business. And I've seen that go both ways. That's so true, where people come to me, and I made the mistake of taking them on as clients, and, you know, they didn't have a great business model, and you can try everything and you hit your head against the wall and you throw everything at Facebook, and you just don't get the results you need. Whereas you can have a business that's successful and the guy's not doing a great job on Facebook, and they do okay because they have a great product and they have, you know, a great offer and hopefully a decent website, and you don't have to do that much. So that has really been that mentality of looking at Facebook as an amplifier. I think that's a real game changer for people.
Yeah,
You know?
I hope so, because I feel so many people think that like Facebook is there to generate profit, and like it's I always tell people it's one of the worst exchange rates you can get on your investment, right? And at the end of the day, we should be looking at digital marketing as I'm investing money to see a return, right? It's no different than the stock market or crypto or baseball cards, right? Like you want some value. And hopefully you're getting more value than you put in when you extract it. And when you use this when you use Facebook, not only for market research, but more for business amplification, what you're doing is you're saying, we have something that works. How do we throw fuel on that fire? It's the same thing as like if you were to get funding. If somebody were to come to your business tomorrow and give you $1 million, what would you do with it? If you don't have a very good idea, like they're never going to come to you. And so the idea of you should have this structure and framework in mind when you're doing Facebook ads of, this is how my business makes money. Here's how I'm going to take that and make way more money. Because it's not Facebook that's bringing me more cash. It's Facebook making the things that work see far more opportunity.
And that's been just hugely helpful. It really has been. I mean, before I take on a new client now, I think like to myself, like, what would Charlie say? What would he say?
I'll take it.
Yeah, seriously, that's really been you're my point of reference, because we've had discussions. One of the amazing things about the program is that you get all these one-on-ones, and I remember there was an opportunity that came up. Someone basically offered me a company for free, and I asked you about it. I was all excited, and I asked you about it, and you explained to me what some of the disadvantages were, and I passed on it. But that was a conversation that you taught me a lot about. What types of companies are worth using Facebook to amplify. Again, it goes back to that whole discussion. There's so much that I've gotten out of this course. Like, Charlie, we've got that Slack group, the private Slack group.
Yeah.
The unofficial,
Well, yeah, and to be fair too, I'm opening up that Slack group. I mean, it's definitely mostly comprised of folks that are in the Facebook Ads MBA program, but it's now available to everybody at Disruptor School. They can sign up for that, because I found that there's a lot of folks that might not be ready for the Facebook Ads MBA program as much as I think it's the best thing they can. But hey, look, they might want to kick the tires a little bit, or they might not know how to get there. And so that Slack group is now open to everybody at Disruptor School, disruptorschool.com for what it's worth. Also a Facebook page, you can check it out. And yeah, we've got everything is available there now for the folks that are interested in it. So 100%, like, it's not necessarily a secret. Like, it's out there for everybody as of yesterday. Right. It is now available for everyone.
On the Slack group, literally people are like, what would Charlie say about this or that? I mean, those are the discussions, and he's a humble guy, but it's not, I'm not trying to praise him because he's some guru that promises the world. He's really teaching you business fundamentals. I think that it's not like everything that he says is so pretty, but he's teaching you how to understand the business and how to understand where opportunities lie. He's teaching you how to understand how to use Facebook as a tool to amplify the business. There's so many parts to the course that I found helpful. Just as a